Here's a tutorial in Premiere Pro 2019 on how to convert your 30 frames per second videos into 60 frames per second. Okay, so first of all, go to File, New and Project, and OK, and yes, override the existing project. Now import that 30 frames per second video, drag and drop it onto the timeline of Premiere Pro, and do the following modifications. Go here to Sequence and Sequence Settings. Okay, and modify the editing mode to custom, and then you can, here at time base, you can select 60 frames per second. Okay, and close it with the OK button. Yes, override previews, whatever. Now right click on the clip and select at time interpolation. Select either frame blending or optical flow. Let's use optical flow, for example. These will create distorted images between the original frames of the video. One type of distortion and another type of distortion. Let's use optical flow, for example. Okay, and then you can go to File and Export and Media. Ctrl M is the hotkey, and you can render your video, export it, choose a codec, let's say H.264, add an output name to save it, and here at video, make sure frame rate is at 60. If not, then uncheck it and select 60 from here. Okay, and choose a bitrate that you want and export the video. Okay, now let's talk about those modifications. So you can create a 60 frames per video, 60 frames per second video with simple doubled frames. That will not be 60 for the eyes, only 60 for technical details. So it's almost 60, 59.94, but it has double frames. So let's check that one, how it looks. So every second frame, let's clear this one, for example. So every second frame will be a true frame, and otherwise it will be doubled. So that's Vegas Pro. Let's zoom in, and that's a new frame, that's a double frame, new, double, so it's identical to the previous one. Every second frame is different, so this is not a true 60 frames per second video for your eyes. The video will not look smoother. This happens if you render it with 60 without adding those optical flow or frame blending options. Okay, frame blending, let's import that one into, let's say, Vegas. Okay, and position it there and zoom in. Now frame blending creates double frames. You can see the line is double. That's the fake frame, and now the real frame which has clear lines. So fake, let's close it, bring it closer. So here is double, that's the fake frame to make a 60 frames per second video, and here's the original. Fake, original, fake, original, that's the frame blending. Okay, that's one type of distortion or fake frame, and the next one is the optical flow. Let's discuss that one also. This creates ugly looking fake frames. Come closer. So that's the fake one. As you can see, the pole is totally distorted here on the bottom. Everything is in pieces. Okay, that's the original frame, fake one. Original, fake, original, fake. So it creates a kind of distorted frame between the two original frames. Okay, so that's the optical flow, but it allows us to use some weird looking frames to create 60 frames per second videos. Okay, now you can do these modifications not from the program itself. Sequence settings, let's set it back to 29 as it was, and time interpolation, frame sampling. Okay, you can modify the video and get 60 frames per second video just by Ctrl M for exporting, just by making those changes here. So it's H.264 the codec here on the video tab. From here you can modify it also 60. Don't check it back because it will put it back the original settings. So modify it from here, leave it there, and choose a bitrate, increase it a little bit, and down here time interpolation, select it from here, either optical flow or frame blending, any of them, and then render the video, export it, and the same thing, you will get a video, a 60 frames per second video, which was modified from this export window. And this is also really 60 frames per second because it contains ugly looking frames, which, yes, this is the optical, so I use the optical flow. Zoom in even more. It's full of distorted frames. Okay, so that's how to create 60 frames per second video out of 30 inside Adobe Premiere Pro 2019. Thanks for watching and bye bye.